I'd like to thank our reader for the wonderful reading, and also Karen Drucker for the beautiful music, and our CSL music team. They always have music that supports our message. And today, we continue our series on life, love, and the pursuit of happiness according to the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse, a beautiful book by Charlie Machesy. And today we're exploring Bravery. This is week 4 of our 14-week journey, so I just would invite you to allow yourself time to discover who you are and what each of these weeks has for you in a meaning for you to actually find home. Each week is independent, and if you've missed any, you can always find them on the website. And each week, we also allow you to walk away with some tools so that you can dive deeper into understanding your life. And this week, how you might be more brave. So let's continue our amazing, wonderful 2023 spiritual journey with our topic for the week, bravery. And here's your question for the week. What's the one choice that you might make today to be more brave, to ask for help along your journey, and to remember sometimes just carrying on is brave and magnificent? One more time. What's the one choice you might make today to be more brave, to ask for help along your journey, and to remember that sometimes just carrying on is brave and magnificent? Bravery is defined as ready to face and endure danger or pain. Bravery is not about being fearless, but rather about acknowledging our fears and facing them head on. It's about finding strength in vulnerability and embracing the unknown. Believe it or not, bravery is an innate quality within each of us, waiting to be awakened and nurtured. It's a force that can propel us to achieve greatness, overcome adversity, and make a positive impact on the world around us. In this heartwarming tale of the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse, the characters embark on a poignant adventure that reveals the true essence of bravery. They teach us that bravery is not about the absence of fear, but rather about acknowledging our fears and finding the strength to confront them.
Oh, golly. He looks hungry.
He does. It's okay. The fox is gone. What was that?
I'm not sure.
Do you think someone's hurt?
Maybe.
Should we go and check?
Good idea. I'll stay in here to, keep you warm.
Okay. Thank you. It's the fox. He's trapped.
Oh dear.
Please, be careful.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid.
If I wasn't caught in this snare, I'd kill you.
If you stay in that snare, you'll die.
You did so well.
One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things.
You might have picked up on the fact that when the mole and the boy first saw the fox, they were both afraid. And the mole crawled within the boy's shirt to feel a bit less afraid. I can certainly relate to safety in the arms of someone that I trust or someone that might be near me when I feel like there's danger. Yet, when the fox was in danger and the mole could help, he got the courage to move past his fears. I love that he kept telling himself, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Because often what we hear ourselves saying is a big factor in our behaviors. If we affirm that we are afraid to do anything, and that perhaps that we're unhappy in some part of our life, guess what? We typically notice the fear and the unhappiness. So Bravery truly is about recognizing our fears and knowing we have the ability to overcome them. Lesson 240 of A Course in Miracles is this: fear is not justified in any form. And it goes on to tell us, fear is deception. It attests that you have seen yourself as you could never be. There is no fear in us, for we are each part of love itself. If we knew that all that existed was love, it would most likely be a lot easier for us to be brave. If we remember, like the meditation song said, that God is always with us, there truly would be no need to be afraid. Hey, why would we be afraid if God is right here? And let's not believe that bravery is limited to grand gestures or acts of heroism. It can be found in small, everyday moments of our lives. It's present when we choose to step out of our comfort zone, when we choose to challenge ourselves or to pursue our dreams. When the boy and the horse are talking, we see the horse tell the boy, sometimes just getting up and carrying on is brave and magnificent. Talk about another saying to which I can truly relate. When I was a single parent, I had a number of those days when I first moved to Portland, Oregon and knew no one at all here. I felt like it was a challenge just to make it through the day. I had left my support system behind and was the sole support for my two children, who needed me to be brave so that they could feel safe. I'm sure we've all had those days when it just felt like making it through the day was a victory. Those are the days that we are brave enough to just carry on. I love those lines in Karen's song. If I just show up and be open to the path, there could be miracles right before my eyes. And if I just let go, something better might appear. Who knows what happens when joy replaces fear? When I dare to be all that I'm meant to be, like a shooting star across the sky, unstoppable and free, I shine my light, I turn darkness into light when I dare to be brave. It's those times when we just show up, we carry on, that we have the opportunity for miracles to appear. Bravery's there when we stand up for what's right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. Bravery resides in acts of kindness and empathy, in extending a helping hand to those in need, like the mole did for the fox, and in nurturing compassion within our communities. I want to tell you a story about Lily, a little girl in a remote village. The village was nestled amongst the rolling hills, and she was known for her timid nature and her gentle spirit. She was content in her quiet world. She found safety in books and solace and companionship in her dog, Scout. One day, an unexpected storm swept across the village, leaving devastation in its wake. The river overflowed its banks, and the village was threatened by rising waters. Panic spread among the villagers, and they scrambled to secure their belongings and find safety. Lily's heart was filled with a mix of fear and determination as she witnessed her neighbors in distress. Despite her own worries, she felt a deep urge to help. So with Scout by her side, she decided to venture out into the storm to assist those in need. Bravely, Lily waded through the flooded streets, knocking on doors and offering assistance to anyone she could find. She helped elderly couples escape their homes. She carried children to safety. Her small stature and gentle voice calmed those that she encouraged, giving them the strength to face the challenges that lay before them. And as the hours passed, words of Lily's bravery spread throughout the village, and people started to come together, inspired by her selflessness. They were supporting one another. They formed a chain, passing buckets to clear waters from houses, and used makeshift rafts to rescue stranded animals. Through their collective acts of courage, the villagers not only saved their homes, but they created a strong bond of unity and resilience. Lily's bravery ignited a spark within each person, reminding them that even in the face of adversity, they could make a difference. Well, as days turned into weeks and the village slowly recovered from the aftermath of the storm, Lily's bravery had not only saved lives, but had transformed the village into a place of compassion and strength. The once timid girl had become a symbol of courage, bravery, and inspiration. And as time went on, she continued to demonstrate acts of bravery, not just during emergencies, but in everyday life. She stood up against injustice, spoke up for those whose voices were silenced, and she showed unwavering kindness to those in need. Years later, as an adult, Lily reflected on that journey of bravery, and she realized that being brave was not about being fearless, but about acknowledging her fears and finding the strength to face them head on. It was about lending a helping hand when it was easier to turn away, and standing up for what was right, even in the face of opposition. Lily's story spread far and wide, inspiring countless others to embrace their own bravery. People learned that bravery comes in different forms, and each act, no matter how small, has the power to make a difference. And so, the village of Lily's childhood became a place that reminded everyone that within each heart lies the potential for bravery. All it takes is a single spark to ignite a flame that can illuminate the darkest of times. Lily's acts weren't huge, and yet they were brave. It took her getting out of her comfort zone and being willing to shine her own light. If I were to ask you for a moment, To reflect on the bravery that lies within you, what might you notice? And what fears and doubts have held you back from being brave? What aspirations have you hesitated to pursue? Where might you want to be more open to your path so that you can be unstoppable and free and shine your light? One of my favorite parts of the book is a point where the boy and the horse are moving along their journey to find home, and they have a conversation about bravery. Let's eavesdrop on that conversation.
What's the bravest thing you've ever said?
Help. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's refusing to give up.
When the boy asked, "What is the bravest thing you ever said?" did this question prompt you to consider the words, the power of your words, and the courage it takes to be brave and seek help? For years, I had trouble asking for help. I built up walls around myself because when I did ask for help, it seemed that I was often disappointed because people had excuses or reasons why they couldn't help me. So I took all those past experiences and pitched them into the present and learned to try to do things all on my own and avoid the disappointment of my expectations not being met. So the horse's response, help, resonates deeply with me. And it reminds me that the true bravery lies in reaching out for support when we most need it. We often underestimate the strength we gain from connecting with others. In moments of uncertainty or difficulty, this book teaches us the value of companionship and the solace it can provide. The year I made asking for help my goal for the year, I broke my ankle, walked on it for 8 months because the doctor told me it was a bad sprain. And when I finally had the surgery, I couldn't drive for 8 weeks. And I had to learn to ask for help to get to and from the grocery store, to and from work. The interesting thing that I learned was that my friends loved being able to help me. Many of them actually told me it was a great opportunity for them to give back to me. So my not asking for help had deprived them of giving me a gift. Wow, that was quite a lesson I learned. True bravery lies in reaching out for help when we need it, knowing that we don't have to face challenges alone. The power of friendship and comfort it brings during difficult times is huge. I love that the horse explains that asking for help is not giving up, but rather it's refusing to give up. When we reach out to others, it's a sign of strength that we're not giving up. Not giving up on what we need or what we want to see happen in our lives. In This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes wrote, "There is something within you beyond all doubt and fear, something which has never been limited by your acts or destroyed by your feeling. This is the only something that can make you whole." This certainly says a lot about us learning to embrace our fears and knowing that we can shine our light upon them and be brave. I know I certainly want to find that place within me that does not limit me or destroy who I am, that place where I can be fearless. And I think that was true for the mole as well. As the mole says, one of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. This emphasizes bravery in our everyday choices and reactions. We choose what we allow to be in fear around. This one statement underscores that bravery is not limited to grand gestures. It can often manifest in our everyday choices and reactions, shaping our perspectives and enabling us to face life's challenges head on. As with Lily, bravery isn't defined by extraordinary acts, but rather by all the small acts of courage she displayed on that one fateful day in her village. Whether it's facing our fears, seeking help, or showing kindness to ourselves and others, let's embrace bravery that is the innate within us, and let's encourage it in others. The characters in this book show us that when we face our fears, when we embrace vulnerability, when we seek support and practice self-compassion, we unlock our true potential. As Karen say, when we trust in who we are and give it all we've got, we become like a shooting star across the sky, unstoppable and free. Let nothing stop you from being brave. So in summary, how might you be more brave on your life's journey? Remember, bravery is not being fearless. Bravery is innate within each of us, so tell yourself you're brave. Bravery is acknowledging your fears and then facing them. Be brave in small gestures and in everyday moments. Remember how Lily brought her village back to life. Know that sometimes just getting up and carrying on is brave. And step out of your comfort zone and shine your light. Ask your friends for help. Know that being supported by friends lessens your burdens. And remember, asking for help is refusing to give up. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so easily and willingly make the choice today to be brave, to ask for help along my journey, and to remember, sometimes just carrying on is brave and magnificent. So your challenge for this week is to pause each day 5 minutes or so and take the mole's advice. One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. And if you're struggling, remember the horse's words. Asking for help isn't giving up, it's refusing to give up. Check in at night and just see how you discovered about yourself during the day regarding how you can be brave and help others to be brave as well. Let's pray. We take a deep, nourishing breath. And we just settle into that place where we know the divine, where we know that innate quality of bravery, where we know that all that God is lives right within us, and bravery and courage are right there. So what I know to be the truth is that each of us is practicing to be more brave this week. We're doing those things that make us unstoppable and free, that allow us to shine our light and bring that light into the darkness so that the darkness can be removed. We're doing things that allow us to know that it's the small things sometimes, those times when we step out of our comfort zone, that really show how brave we are. So I am grateful to know that today and from this day forward that each of us is learning to be more brave. We're just giving it our all. And it's with great gratitude that I release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that the divine has already said yes, already said it's done. So we don't have to effort to be brave. We just have to accept it, to know that we are brave. So knowing that, I say amen, and let's affirm it together. And so it is. So I want to thank everyone that continues to donate. We have some special music happening during this series, so I'm hoping that people are enjoying this special music and will donate so that we can continue to have special musicians along with our CSL music team. Thank you so much. Enjoy our offertory song.